soul with it. Yeah. So I was listening to the George Sedano podcast on ESPN LA radio, and they had NBA insider who covers the Lakers, Ohm Youngmisuk, who called in to talk about the new look Lakers. George Sedano asked Ohm his thoughts on Rob Pelinka's new teleconference. George then asked Ohm how did he feel about Rob Pelinka stating that anything short of a championship for the Lakers is not a success. And here was Ohm's response. He says, Rob has never been shy about saying that the bar set for the Lakers is a championship. And in fact, he always say championship. So I don't have a problem with that. I think for every general manager, that should be the goal. And look, when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis and counter the price he has paid to get Anthony Davis, he's right. Championship or bust basically for the Lakers. That should absolutely be the goal. I don't have any problem with Rob saying that. Andy Kamenetsky, who was also on the show, asked Ohm what stood out to him the most about that interview, and Ohm stated that what stood out to him the most was Rob Pelinka and what he had learned from his mistakes last season. Ohm mentioned what also stood out to him was a reporter asking if Magic messed things up for the Lakers getting Kawhi Leonard, and basically how Rob Pelinka has taken the high road despite the negative press he's been getting. George then mentioned how he thought that Rob did a really good job in the offseason, and that if he had to grade Rob Pelinka's offseason moves, he would give Rob Pelinka an A- or a B+. And I thought to myself, like, doesn't that sound familiar? But anyway, here's what Ohm had to say in terms of grading Pelinka's offseason moves. I would say if your goal was to build a championship contender and to get Anthony Davis, yes, I would give him an A. I mean, look, he got Anthony Davis, and now I think when we look back on it, he was kind of at a bargain compared to what the Clippers got Paul George for. And I know people want to say, oh, well, look at it like it was for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but still, they gave up more than the Lakers gave up for Anthony Davis. Now they have a centerpiece they can build around for the next 10 years. So basically, he deserves an A. So lastly, Ohm voiced his concern, which was, do the Lakers have enough youth on the roster that can help them get through the marathon, which is the NBA playoffs? But if you guys would like to hear the full audio, the link is in the description box. But listen, haven't I been saying all this the entire time? I agree with Anthony Davis is, to me, one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. You know, I feel like Rich Paul through Rob Pelinka the alley-oop getting Anthony Davis to request a trade. They're only stating that he will only stay for a year. It was up to Rob Pelinka to finish the lob, which he did. You know, Rob traded 2 players in Brandon Ingram, who one was injured and dealing with health issues. Lonzo Ball, who hasn't proved he can be a great three-point shooter, haven't proved he can finish at the rim. It hasn't proved he can finish through contact, and his dad constantly goes to the press and the media and just say things, and you get rid of 2 headaches. You know, you get rid of 2 headaches. Josh Hart, who really didn't do much for the Lakers, a draft pick in which the Pelicans didn't really use, and some other picks where you don't even know where those picks will land. And you know, he was able to keep Kyle Kuzma. Then they brought in Danny Green and Cousins. So I think Rob Pelinka done a phenomenal job. And since I've been a kid, it has always been championship or bust for the Lakers, period. Even when we had Ryan Kelly and when we had Robert Sacre, Nick Young, Jordan Hill, Ronnie Price. I mean, it was always championship or bust for the Lakers. Now, I don't know why. Hey, I don't know why it was championship or bust with those guys. But hey, it wasn't believable back then. But now, bro, it's more believable with this roster with LeBron James, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, and Danny Green on down. And it's definitely believable. And when everybody was disrespecting Rob Pelinka, calling him a snake and things like that, when Magic Johnson went out there and they were brainwashed by the media and when they was brainwashed by the public perception, I could read through all the phoniness. You can go back and just watch my videos. I already stated myself, I thought that the front office deserves a B+ or an A-. I think if the Lakers sign Kawhi, it's an A+ automatically, by far. But not getting Kawhi, we still had a great offseason, in my opinion. You know, I don't think they wanted Kemba, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler anyway. I think it was Kawhi Leonard or nothing. But that's just my opinion. You know, I think that has something to do with the big plan that they have, and I think they plan on making a big announcement later on this season, but that's just my opinion. Repeated what I said about the Clippers giving up more than the Lakers gave up, you know, for Paul George. If the Clippers weren't so desperate and chasing Kawhi, they still probably would have been able to add Danny Green. They don't have no legit shooter that you could put in that starting lineup to take pressure off Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but that's just my opinion as well. But I think it will backfire on them. It was primarily Kawhi Leonard's fault. Honestly, I don't see how Kawhi Leonard's going to stay healthy with all the heavy lifting that he has to do. Kawhi is great, but he doesn't have that Kobe or MJ get in your face approach. But you need that. But as I stated, Anthony Davis was the Lakers' sales pitch for the future, and he's going to continue to be the sales pitch, especially if the Lakers are able to win an NBA title. Magic Johnson does deserve some blame, or a lot of blame, in my opinion, because you just don't go on TV and expose that and run your mouth, period. Like, he ran his mouth like a female. And I ain't gonna say it hurt our chances, but it kind of did. It made us look even more dysfunctional. But it's time to move on. We didn't get Kawhi, and it's not the end of the world. I think the Lakers should sign one more 3-and-D player if they can, a young guy if they can. I think he's done a phenomenal job. What grade would you give Rob Pelinka? Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.